everyone! In today's video, I'm going to share with you my citizenship journey. So we will have 5 categories. One is timeline, second is requirements, third is practice test and experience during interview, 4 is the naturalization experience, and 5 is my passport application. So let's start with the timeline. So I applied my N400, that's the form you need to fill out, for the application for naturalization. I did applied it. I did it on November 25th last year, 2019, and I did it online. So it's so much easier online because you don't need to send it through USPS. You still need to pay the application fee though. But after 5 days, on November 30, 2019, I received a letter, an email first, saying my biometrics has been scheduled. And then on mail, I received a letter saying my biometrics is scheduled. And after a few weeks, December 18, 2019, I received notification again that my application is in review. And then on the same day, later that day, I received another notification that my interview has been scheduled. And the schedule is January 23, 2020. And then less than a month, I receive a notification that my naturalization ceremony will happen, and I need to bring my notice of naturalization oath ceremony, or the N445, which is pretty much the letter that they send you, and the permanent resident card. And then something unexpected happened. So when that incident happened, we were sent home, and it was all over the news because we're actually waiting outside, and I don't have heavy jacket that time because we thought, we parked right across the building, the federal building, and then after the ceremony, just walk back to the car. I didn't need to bring heavy jacket. But I was wrong because we were asked to evacuate the building, and we parked on the other side of the building where the commotion is happening. So we waited for a couple of hours for our car at least to be picked up. So it was on the news all over. We actually went to a bar to just get drinks, and then we went to get an Uber to get back to our house. But anyways, so it was rescheduled on March 3rd, 2020 for my naturalization ceremony, and it went well. So from the time I applied, which is November 25, 2019, until my naturalization ceremony, it's exactly 100 days. That's from start to the end date. And that's 3 months and 8 days. So that's pretty amazing. I'm just kind of really lucky because it only took me that long to get my application approved. And then the second category is requirements. So for the requirements, here's what I submitted. First, I did a copy of my green card. Second is my husband's certificate of birth registration. Pretty much the birth certificate, making sure that he's really a US citizen. Third is the affidavit and license, and then the certification of marriage. So when we get married, we got the affidavit, license, and then the certificate. So whenever I do application, especially for my 10 years green card and then this naturalization application, I submit all of them. And then number 4 is bank statement from 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019 in of all the banks that we have. And then number 5 is IRS tax return transcript from 2016, 2017, and 2018. Remember, I did my application in 2019, so I purposely did all my bank statements and the IRS tax transcript for 3 years. Number 6 is apartment leases from 2016 to 2019. Number 7 is the house warranty deed, because during that time we just bought a house. And number 8 is house mortgage summary and statements. Number 9, home and car insurances. Number 10, my passport and my husband's passport. Number 11, our trips photos from 2014 up to 2019. And then number 12, driver's license of me and my husband. Number 13, my N400 form that has been signed. Number 14 is health coverage. And I think that's pretty much it. It's just very tedious on getting this information because you need to really, a lot of time to get all these documents. And sometimes it's not that hard. Sometimes it's hard, especially the tax return transcript. I actually went online, login, and then was able to get them all. It just took me a little bit. And then third category. So that's practice test and experience during interview. So on the practice test, you can download the reading vocabulary. Second is the writing vocabulary for the naturalization test. You can both download this and also print it. And I received a booklet to study the 100 questions, the random questions they're gonna ask you during the interview. I actually did download the audiobook, and I have the paper copy of it as well, the booklet. So I really like the audiobook because I drive a lot. So whenever I'm in the car or on my way home from work, I just play it from my phone, and it just keeps on playing, and practically I memorize it. And the experience during interview. So during my interview, me and my husband went to the USCIS office in Buffalo, New York. So we went early. I was there for almost an hour early. It was snowing that time, and I was pretty nervous because you've been practicing, you've been studying, and you put an effort to it, and it's just nerve-wracking. So I get in, my husband sitting with me, and I am really nervous that time. So in continuation for my experience during my citizenship interview, so as I was saying, I got there almost an hour early. So I was waiting online. I checked in. I was trying not to think about the questions. I'm just like telling myself, I know in my heart I could answer them, and I don't want to look on the paperwork that I received, the booklets, the paperwork that I printed and I studied. I just don't want to cram myself while waiting. So what I did is I was just, browsing Facebook or looking things online. And then little thing that I know, it's over an hour when they called me. So I was kind of worried, and I thought something happened or there's something wrong with my application. So that added up to my nervousness, and I'm so anxious that time. But anyway, they called me, and the officer actually told me that he's sorry for letting me wait because the applicant before me has some issues about language barrier, I guess. So it took a little longer than he expected, and that was totally fine with me. So the officer led me to his mini office, and before I sit, he asked me to swear, to tell the truth and nothing but the truth, and then he let me sit across the table, and by the table there is a tablet bigger than this one, than my paper. So it's a tablet standing there, and he showed me my information if it's correct. He go through my N400 application. He asked me what I do. So we have a little chit chat, and then because I have a bag in there too with me, with the paperwork, the copy of the paperwork I submitted just to make sure if they ask for it. But anyhow, it was funny because the officer told me that I would not need to show him anything because they still have a copy of the paperworks from my application for my 10 years green card, which is great. And he actually showed it to me because I would say I did great with getting all the paperworks together because it's this thick. And he showed it to me behind his desk. He goes, "This is your application from your 10 years green card, and believe me, I don't need to see your evidence. You're totally fine." So that make me laugh, make me happy. So he asked me 5 random questions, and I answered them right. And with regards to the reading vocabulary, he only read me, or he asked me to read the sentence that came out on the tablet, and it's about Independence Day. I totally forget what is it about, but it's about Independence Day. And then he asked me to spell words or phrases, I think, about Independence Day. And I did great, so I passed. And right after that, like few minutes, we just talking about work, and he told me I passed very casually, and I was so happy and I'm so surprised. And actually, while he is printing the paper that would say I passed the interview, he asked me questions like what do I do for work, which part of upstate New York I live, and stuff like that. And then I started answering and telling him that I actually have a work interview close to Buffalo, and I hope I pass the interview and get the job. And guess what happened? I got the job. So I finished the interview. The officer led me back to the waiting area, and my husband was there waiting for me, and we drive back to the apartment where he's staying. And after an hour, he asked me if I want to attend the interview for this work, and I went. And obviously they love me, and I get the job. So currently I'm working for that company for 8 months now. Is it February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October? 8 months. So it has been 8 months. It's just really challenging, but it was great. I am very lucky. Hi guys, this is the continuation of my citizenship journey, or my naturalization journey, and I'm on my way to our house now. I just finished work, and please bear with me because I will not be looking at the camera because I am driving. So mainly my eyes will gonna be on the road, but my phone is going to record whatever I'm going to say. And again, so sorry, I will not be able to see or to look at the camera. I know it's important, but I don't have so much time to actually record a video for it, so I'm taking this chance to do it. So let's start. So my citizenship ceremony experience, it was I would say okay, a little bit scary and chaotic, and it turns out all right at the end. Why I said that is because I was originally asked to do my ceremony on the 27th of February this year, which is I did. I went with my husband. In the intercom, they announced that everyone needs to evacuate. They need to evacuate in this location, or in this area only. This is the only place you can exit. So of course we did exit, and it was chilling cold. I wasn't ready for the cold that time because we parked right across the street from the federal building, and we didn't really know. I didn't really know that this will happen in the day that I'm going to do my citizenship ceremony. So it was chilling cold. It was cold. We were standing there. We were told we were on the left hand side of the building, or I think it's the back side. So we were told to stay there and wait for the bus, because a bus was gonna pick us up and drop us off in our cars. However, our car is where the action is parked. So that being said, of course we couldn't get to our car until later that night. So me and my husband went and walked to a bar, get some drinks, and then after a drink we decided to take an Uber and head back home. Of course it was disappointing and we don't really know what's happening. Within the hour, that incident was on Rochester News. So I'll show you the clip on that, or at least a screenshot of the news. So it was kind of scary, and after 4 to 5 hours they declared that it's just no one is harmed, it's false alarm, it's just an empty van with a person that was, I think, investigated and brought to a hospital to be checked on. And then it was crazy because, you know, the police has this robot that will open the van from the back, and it's, you know, it's, you look into that, it's just, you know, it's just not right. It's scary. So after that I was devastated, and I just started my new job that time. Don't really take a day off the first month that I, you know, start working. So what I did instead is just explain to them this is the situation, and they understand. I mean, especially my boss, he understood completely, and he goes, whenever you need to take a day off, just let me know. So when that happened, I waited I waited a couple of days. So March 3 came. I was scheduled for the ceremony. So again, we did the same thing, same time, same place. So me and my husband were there. We're kind of excited. It's really nice because we came back after a few days of like waiting and what is going to happen. So when we were there, of course I brought my heavy jacket just in case. I gotta walk again in snow and chilling cold. And then we were asked to go all the way to the courtroom. You know, there's people waiting for us there, and there's few Filipinos actually that took their ceremony, I mean their oath in there, and it's kind of nice because there was a family there, and there was I think he's in high school. So I overheard them because I was sitting like next to them. He asked the people that assist us on the ceremony, and he asked if he can sing the national anthem, and it was nice. He sang great. It went well, and everyone's proud. So we were seated in different locations. Wherever you go, you can sit with your family, and then they started with the ceremony.
The judge came, we rose, we sat, and we did our we did our oath, and then we were called one by one. And then they're gonna give you your certificate. You're gonna take a picture if you wanted to, and you could actually wait until everyone is finished, but the judge said that we can just go after we get called. So halfway I got called and waited for a little bit because it was nice. Like, everyone's family's there taking pictures. It's really amazing to actually experience that. So we waited our turn. I got called, and then my husband took a lot of pictures, took a video as well. I still gonna try to find it and ask him to send it to me so I can put it to this video. But all in all, it was great. It was great, though there was some hurdles in between. It still came great. It turns out great. It was pretty satisfying to actually not to think of what to prepare, because what I do before is, as soon as I get here in America, I gathered all evidence that I could. It doesn't matter if it's picture, Facebook tags, souvenirs, or boarding passes, or letters from relatives, especially Christmas, holidays comes, anniversaries. I saved them all up to the receipt with time and everything, and I was good at that for a very long time. And then it gets tiring at the end of it, because you do that a lot and sometimes you miss the moment. And I'm kind of glad that I'm done with all that, and now I can actually vote. That is kind of exciting. This is the first time I'm going to vote here in the US, and I am still trying to figure out on how I can do a dual citizenship, but we'll kind of cross the bridge when we get there.
Hi, this is the continuation of my citizenship journey. So today we will have the last category, which is my US passport application. So I applied passport application between March 9 to March 13, I think, between those days. I can remember exactly the date, but I filled out the forms, which is the DS-11, and I did provide evidence of my citizenship, which is my certificate of citizenship, which I received during the oath taking, and my original Filipino birth certificate. I was kind of worried because I thought they are not going to accept it, but it's in English, so I think they could understand it. But it's not that clear, so I'm kind of like worried that they're going to not accept it. But at the end, they did, so I'm kind of happy about that. My IDs, which is my driver's license, I only photocopy it and then put it in a pile for the application, and then I actually went to CVS to get a passport photo. So those are the things I submitted. So what I did, so I gathered all this requirements, and I went to postal office. So I requested for passport book. So the application fee is $110 plus the acceptance fee, which is $35. And I think I did rush it too, because on the 29th, March 29, I received my passport. You can actually check the status online of it through the online passport status system. You can get notified by providing your email address, and they actually send you email once the passport has been printed and shipped. So it was kind of nice because I more or less I got my passport a little bit over 2 weeks to 3 weeks. So that's kind of nice. So again, for anybody who is applying for citizenship or passport, please always go to the website, which is the USCIS website, or the travel.state.gov for passports, to get the complete list of requirements, instructions, updated forms, and fees. Those are very important. And I wish everyone that's going through the same thing as I did to have a speedy approval. And I hope everyone liked this video. And if you guys have any questions, comments, thoughts, please comment down below and I'll try to answer them all. Thank you so much for watching. You have a good day.